and share some tips with us. As an English,
You focused around grammar and points of that nature.
I'm sure that gives everyone lots of confidence. Hello, it's I, and today we have a special guest, Stu Sensei.
Hello, nice to see you.
Hello, Stu. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, nice.
Can you please introduce yourself?
Sure, my name is Stu. I am from England in Europe and I like tea.
Oh, now I know where you're from.
Yeah, definitely. And I am an English teacher here in Japan. I've been here for 4 years so far.
And you are dad, right?
I am a dad, yes, that's right.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 children. One daughter, one young girl, she's 5 years old, and one son who is 10 months old.
Wow, so you must be very busy being dad and being an English teacher at the same time. Today, I'd like you to tell us some thoughts and share some tips with us as an English teacher and dad raising kids in Japan.
Okay, yeah, sure.
First, what do you think about the current English education system in Japan compared to the one in England?
Very, very good question. So, obviously, the situation is very different between the 2 countries. As in England, everyone is speaking English all the time. So, the style of education is a little different. As it's a second language here in Japan, the structure is a lot more strict than in England, especially focused around grammar and points of that nature. What I would say is a big difference between England and Japan is that in Japan, everything is book-based. So kids are just reading all the time and there's not enough speech practice, not enough communication practice within schools. So this could be a big deficit for a kid as they try and use English, because English is there for communication, not to just read and not to just write. And if the purpose of learning English for your children is to help them get a better job, if they are not practicing speech, not practicing speaking at all, then the business English that you want them eventually to be using is actually not going to happen, because they can't speak the language, they can just read and write. So speaking should be 100% number one, the most highest focus for learning a new language or any type of language. And there's a big difference between reading and then writing and then speaking. All of them are different skills, and if you can be very high at reading. My Japanese, I can read very well, but I cannot speak at all. And so there's a big difference, and I think people just see English as a big subject with everything crammed in, and everyone learns everything together, and not these separate things, which it actually is, like reading, writing, and speaking. Yeah.
So Stu, what do you suggest Japanese parents to help enable their kids to communicate with the people in English?
I would suggest that they need to use the language. That's important, and whether that be via lessons or, there's a lot of content available online, and there's opportunities to listen, there's opportunities to read, there's opportunities to write, but speaking is the difficult one. But even as a parent, I think we can also help that. We can try and communicate as best as we can as well to help the kids, and I feel in that situation the kids feel the most comfortable because they know you the best. So to be able to speak with you, even if it's not so great, the sentence structure, I don't think that's a problem. I think being able to use it is better than not using it at all.
But still, the thing is that we meet a lot of Japanese parents who are afraid of using English at home with the kids because they feel uncomfortable when they speak English, because they are afraid of making grammar mistakes or pronunciation mistakes, and that's what they worried about, because they worried that that might give the kids bad influence.
Again, I think that doing something is always better than nothing. if you don't try and converse with the child, then maybe they won't improve at all. Even though we may not be the best at communicating everything with our kids, I think it's just taking the opportunity and giving them more opportunity to speak as much as possible. So kids learn very, very fast, as we all know, and they take on a lot of information, and especially mimicking sounds, they're very good at that. So if they hear the incorrect one, that's also valuable for them, because if they can differentiate between the two, that means that they've got the knowledge there, it's inside their brain, and they're just using it. You're just giving them an exercise, really, so they can then practice. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to practice with your kids at all. I would suggest to do it for sure.
Oh, I'm sure that gives everyone lots of confidence.
Yeah, I hope so.
Start using English at home with the kids.
100%. Please do, please do.